Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gears Fight Night. I think it's episode 4 of season 2. We're getting going. We're getting into the full swing of things. Sadly, for those of you that watched last week, we mentioned we might be in Bora Bora.
Or Greece.
There was budget restraints, so...
Just temporarily, but we're still working on it. But hey, we're back in beautiful Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, yes, we are. And boy, oh boy, is the MLG studio looking nice this evening. So I'm excited. More Gears of War action, of course. We'll take a look at this evening's schedule, show you what we have in store for tonight's show. We have, of course, our North American 2K. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Echo Fox versus Ghost Gaming. Before that, EUnited GG versus Red Reserve. That's a North American show match, which is going to be a fantastic one as well. Then at 6 p.m. to kick off the show, we have the Majors versus Team Supremacy. We've seen Team Supremacy a couple of times here on Fight Night. They are a fantastic squad and definitely one to watch out for.
Hey, all these teams are out here battling for 2K points. Why? Because it's going to be so important going into Gears Dallas, the first event of the season.
Baby!
December 1st to the 3rd.
I can't wait.
I'm ready for this one.
Ooh.
December is going to be an exciting month as a whole here, Ben.
We get Santa Claus, we get Dallas. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And the best part about this whole graphic, guy, starting. It's the word starting. Starting at 250,000. Who knows how big that number is going to get.
We may have one of the biggest tournaments in the entire month of December going on.
Yeah, right? That really would. But I'm super stoked for Dallas. We'll see, of course, our top squads compete, but we have to finalize who's going to finish where. And obviously, we have to have our group show. That's all down the line, all still to come. But before we get there, of course, we have tonight's show. We should obviously start a little bit with our European 2K. That is going to be the first match that we see. We can take a look at how both of our teams got here. The Majors with a 2-0 over Cryptic and a 1-0 over Most Wanted. On the bottom side, it was Supremacy that fought Stimulate and S2 Goons. Well, Season 2 Goons, back to the drawing board for you because you didn't make it to the final. So Supremacy versus the Majors, and I'm sure there's a lot of people watching who maybe are like the Majors. Who are these guys?
Well, these are European All-Stars from last season, the #1 seeded team in the European region, which was under the name Epsilon last season. Yeah. The same exact roster, the same guys who are out here, you know, tearing it up at every single event, but they're just orgless, right? So, you know,
how do they not have an org yet? Yo, I'm confused.
So when they actually made it, I hit them up and I was like, all right, guys, what's your team name? It was like, oh, well, we're orgless and we don't know what our team name is, you know? And then, so they had to change it, and I'm like, you know what? You guys should go with MI5.
I like that.
As the British Secret Intelligence.
I like that. That's a lot better than the Majors.
Right? That's what I said. Okay?
Hydro and Rage, Craze, Phelpsy, Sammy. Be more creative.
Yo, that needs to be a poll later on tonight. Which team name was better, the Majors or MI5? All right, let's get on that.
All in favor of MI5. There you go. You're outvoted.
That's all that matters,
right? That matters, right? It is. This is how our map bans and picks went. Harbor gone, Impact gone. We're going to see Reclaim, Lift, and Foundation. And that map 3 definitely going to be a saucy one, if you will. The Majors a phenomenal team when it comes to that map specifically. We saw them through Season 1, battle out with Optic Gaming several times and keep it close and very well contested. So excited to see this series develop. But
well, we've had, you know, this is our first European 2K final.
Right.
The last one had Air Eternity, which went out in the quarterfinals, and that was against Supremacy, and Supremacy came out and just beat them up. We've seen Supremacy. This is the 3rd time we've actually seen Supremacy here on Fight Night, and the first time we've seen this Major squad.
Right.
And the Majors team, they have won 3 2Ks already, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure somebody will correct me, but I think both teams have won 3 2Ks so far.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Sounds right.
All right. Even though it makes a good storyline, this may be the tiebreaker right here.
It could well be. You go France versus England right here.
Exactly. And I talked to the guys over on the Majors, and they said that the people who defeated them beforehand was Most Wanted and Supremacy here, and they were in best of 1. So they get to get some revenge out here tonight. But we all know early on in those 2Ks, you know, those brackets are kind of wobbly. You know, you don't
especially at the beginning of a season. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Everyone's fighting for those pro points. It can be very awkward, especially you know best of 1s like you said. But the Majors looking for some revenge over Team Supremacy. But I have to give credit to Team Supremacy when it comes to this squad. Teamwork definitely makes the dream work. I mean, we saw them on this map specifically a week ago, and they looked absolutely phenomenal. But the Majors, I mean, this is the #1 team in Europe. Let's not beat around the bush, right? Like we can say Supremacy looks nice and they've been playing real good. All that does is rattle the cage within the Majors, right? They're watching saying, oh, they're gonna forget about us like that?
Yeah.
One fight night, we're not in the final, they forget about us like that?
And I said it last week. I said, you know what, Supremacy's looking good, but I said, I want to see them against these boys. This is gonna be the true test. If Supremacy comes out here and they get this win, man, I think that's a new #1 team in the European region.
That's also a very valid point.
All right.
But for any of the big esports orgs out there watching,
breakfast.
I'm just saying that the majors, they need to be picked up ASAP. This is a squad which is absolutely
They really
fantastic.
do. And if it's like any orgs out there, you want a top Gears Award team, well, hey, now's the time. You have the #1 team in Europe and a top 8 team globally that's waiting. Like, hey, you know, hey, we got fully funded travel. You know, we're looking for you to come out here to, you know, guaranteed exposure. You know, just come out here and support us. So definitely a big opportunity for any org that wants to break into the scene.
We should start something trending on Twitter.
Okay.
Try and get the majors in org, because as it stands, the majors kicking things off where they left in Season 1. As you can see, Domination coming through, almost going to connect with it. Phelpsy with one. Phelpsy is going to find the second as well. Let Baghdad know about it though before you pick up the kill. Trip Cap Domination comes through, and a very, very convincing win in round #1 for the majors. Can Team Supremacy fight back? As you mentioned though, Guy, these two teams, they've fought each other before in a 2K, and Supremacy have come out on top. So I am expecting a close game.
So the key to victory right here for Supremacy is going to be getting into that on that B hill on top of that bowl.
Yep.
Right now they were looking at the double weapon spawns, you know, looking to see if they want to put something down low to help support those home hill players. And shout out to Cleaner out there observing the game.
I like that. Give the observer some love. That's a nice touch. I like that. Shout out to production, making it all pretty. Cleaner does a phenomenal job when it comes to the observing.
And shout out to his sensei Waldo out there.
Yep.
We're going to give him some love as well.
Gotta give Yoda some love, definitely.
One of the smartest mans in Gears of War. Smarter than me, you know? So.
Whoa! You just said someone was smarter than you?
Yeah, all right. I'm a humble guy, Benson. What you talking about? You know, it's all about the team. All right?
That's true.
But here in this team fight, we saw it last week that Supremacy, they don't like to take bowl right away. They like to pick up the kills on the outside, and they kind of strayed away from that round #1, but they then went back to their roots here in round #2. Now they got to come out here, one more kill left, and they will win the team fight for the bowl. And now they're already got their feet on the gas here, and they're looking to take this home hill as well.
And what's really interesting about Team Supremacy's strategy is actually what Dogfrag does, right? He doesn't go up top to the bowl. He's that player that'll fight that 1v1, and he's so consistent about it, so consistently good at putting pressure on the other team's home flag. That's why as soon as Supremacy win that fight up top by being a little bit more patient, they collapse down so quickly and put pressure on that Trip Cap Domination, which they're doing right now. The problem though, it seems as if the majors were able to just outslay coming off respawn off their base.
This is the big decision that Baghdad's going to have to make, and he's going to choose to back down here. That's smart. You're getting points. He's going to hold down low. Zorko's trying to get up top. He has one teammate with him. They're trying to get in position because they know the push is going to be coming up top from the majors. But I love this angle here from Baghdad, because if you sit here, look at the angle from the stairs.
Yep.
If you can get there, if you know that nobody's contesting you, you're gonna have to force that guy to move up. If you're quick enough, you can kind of bait him and pick up an easy kill on that and push for the home hill. But if you can get in that little nook and cranny as your team is in a stalemate, you can help them win that fight, especially early game as well. So let's say in a situation, if you don't want to cap your home hill and you know that guy's always capping his, you go to that little quarter spot, put some shots on the side of that wall. I guarantee you that will give your team a better chance of winning that team fight up top, and one of those guys can transition back for that home hill and you can push for your opponents.
Well, as it stands, 120 to 102 in favor of Team Supremacy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Guy. Since you said MI5, I just think it's a better name than
It is a better name.
We should change their name in the graphics, man. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. They're not part of an org.
They told, I forgot what was the exact words. They said Blaze mate. That's cheesy, man. There's something like that.
They turned Jamaican, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. Yeah, that's how I read it.
Okay. I did not know that they were Jamaican. Now I do. Thank you for clarifying.
What's the English slang? What is it called?
What do you mean? What is it? Oh, Cockney slang?
Cockney slang. Is that what it is?
Cockney slang.
Cockney slang? I thought it was like cock and slang or something like that.
You're gonna get us both fired.
No, it's just
like, for example, you would say Kenny right now about to push up the apple and pears. Apple and pears stairs.
Apple and pear stairs.
Cockney slang. Shout out to
pears,
all the Brits
apples.
in the chat. That's right. I still have some of my British roots. I may sound American.
I want to drink a Snapple. We on fight night.
What?
Oh, what?
Where are you going with this?
Don't worry, I'm just like flowing, man. I'm just
all right.
doing my.
Well, Guy gets into the flow of things here. The majors currently have a 195 to 190 point lead, but it is Team Supremacy that have the home hills capped and under their control. A hill now being broken by the majors. Will they be able to do it in time? I think so. The problem, if they start losing the B hill as well, that's going to force Quace to win a 1v1, which he does. He keeps it neutral. 206 to 206. It's bang even. I think he's going to get the B healing time. Oh my God!
Who won? What?
Robbed.
Yo,
Robbed.
that was, yo, that
Robbed.
may have been.
That's a tie.
That may have been the closest.
We have asked to know what happens in that result. I am convinced it goes back to the team that was winning prior to the draw. I'm convinced.
No, like, if it was ever a tie in Gears history,
that was a tie.
That was an actual tie. Because, no, that was literally every second was on point. Even the milliseconds was on point.
Robbed, man.
So, you know, we're going to assume that that just went down to the latest millisecond.
It has to go back to the team that was winning prior to the tie. It has to.
Nah, yeah, if somebody goes back and re-watches that clip, you will see that
someone's gonna have like the timers. It's gonna be like,
yo, even the game was confused because I felt like it was a longer pause than usual.
It flipped a coin. It was like, who wins? I don't know.
I'm gonna just go this way.
Yeah, we'll give it to.
All right, so as we've seen before, Supremacy, usually they don't go in here, but this time they opted to switch it up because they have right-hand advantage on this side. They made it in first, but they could not pick up the kills. They were not ready, and here comes the Slaughter Fest here by the Majors, and they're just going to push them out one by one.
And to your point, you can kind of see the difference in strat, right? Round one, they did something similar. They pushed inside the ball, and when you have Slayers like Phelpsy up there, it's just so simple for him to pick up kills. It really is tough, especially you've Crazed in there as well. Whereas round two, Supremacy didn't push in. They kind of almost baited the Majors in a little bit more, and that was much more successful. Very surprised to see them kind of go back to the round one strat because almost deja vu, really, from the previous round. You can see right now the trip cap being applied from the Majors. They have so much pressure and map presence over at the C Hill. A couple of kills come through. Rage picks up one. Zolkos is there to instantly trade, but Team Supremacy funneling in one by one. Phelpsy there to clean up. Is he going to go for
big 1v1?
Dog Frag. He stays alive. He has support as well. Dog Frag now in a 1v2 was able to shut down one, but again the trade is there. It's just a trade after trade after trade. Physics though finally does secure the final kill, and the Majors will not be able to win this round just yet.
Yeah, see, in Gears of War, since this is a third-person shooter, the right-hand advantage is very, very important when it comes down to a lot of strategies. So that's going to dictate the opening strat on a lot of maps. That's why we saw on this side, Supremacy, they opted to roll in there. They had the right-hand advantage, but they just couldn't use it to the best of its ability right there. And I think the smokes was just a hindrance for them, and that was just good placements there by the Majors. But now, as you see, 2 hills in their favor, but they are going to be down here by about 80 points or so. Definitely not out of it yet, but I think at a certain point it's going to be a lot of static here. And you see the Majors, they're trying to get up here, but it's a good hold by Supremacy. I don't think